Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you guys are keeping well. So in today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the Traders with Edge prop firm. Okay, so I've done a good few reviews at this point. You kind of already know what to look for, and we're going to see if the Traders with Edge are a legit prop firm and if they're worth your time or not. Okay, so make sure you stick through all the way to the end. If you haven't already, make sure to drop a like and subscribe because you already know the video is going to be good. So let's get into it. Okay, so first and foremost, as you always know, I like to take a look at the website and see how everything's clearly laid out. And we take a look right here and they have 3 account types. We have the first account type, which is just a simple one-phase challenge, which is the one I'm doing currently. I'm doing a 50k. We have a 2-phase challenge, which is a normal, like most firms have this, and then there's instant funding. So taking a look at the 2-phase challenge, which is the most common one usually, you take a look at the 100k account, which is usually the standard. You have the usual 5% max daily loss, 10% max loss. Then you have the 10% for phase 1, phase 2 5%. This is the usual, minimum 5 days, maximum 60 days. Your profit share is 80%, and the account leverage is 1 to 50. Whereas with FTMO, MFF, it's usually 1 to 100, but it shouldn't really affect you. 1 to 50 is still very, very good in my personal opinion. Account scaling, you do get account scaling. You're allowed to use EAs. There's no weekend holding, which is something to look for, especially if you're a swing trader. The payout is every 2 weeks, which is great, and you get free unlimited retries right here. You get a refund of the participation fee, and that's $550. Very, very casual. Okay, very like it's the same probably with most firms. So I'm not gonna say this is brilliant or anything crazy. It's the same. In fact, a lot of firms right now are doing max losses of 12k, and they're doing targets of 8%. So there's that. But what stands out to me is the one-phase challenge. I really like this. You have a max daily loss of 2.5% and a max loss of 5%. Essentially, guys, it's the same as trading the 2-phase challenge. Okay, I'll be real with you. It's the same thing, because if you're using 1% here, you'll have to use 0.5% to trade the same account to trade 100k. Okay, for the simple fact is that the max loss is only 5%, so that's only 5 trades with 1%, and that's 0.5, and that's 10 trades with 0.5% risk. So it's the same thing eventually at the end of the day, I believe. You have the minimum days, which is 10 days, so that's like phase 1, phase 2 on the other challenge. So I think it's the same thing. And then you have the account leverage here is 1 to 20. A lot of people that are trading very, very small stop losses might find this difficult. For me, so far it's working okay. Okay, because my stop losses, my positions aren't that big in general. So you have weekend holding though on the phase 1. So this is interesting. You have weekend holding here, but not on the 2-phase challenge. Okay, now something that you must understand is when you go and you go ahead and you're about to purchase, they have something called customizations, which I believe is interesting. I haven't seen this done before. And you can change your trailing max loss to static. So you have a trailing max loss, and that's one thing. Your trailing max loss doesn't stay at one position. As you make profit, that trailing max loss will go up. So if I have a 100k account and I have 10% max loss, I make 5k. Now my max loss is at 95k, 10% from where your current balance is. You can remove your required stop loss because of the fund account. You need a required stop loss. You have mass risk per trade, etc. You can double your leverage. You can remove the daily loss limit. You can increase your profit split to 90. So it's, they kind of gamify here. And if you add every single thing to a standard challenge, all the customizations, you're going up to 1.4k for the challenge, which is pretty expensive. I don't really think you need any of these. You can just go ahead. Maybe the only one that you might need is maybe this one. But other than that, I personally don't think it's worth, unless 100% you're going to pass this challenge, especially if you're beginning and you're just going into the prop firm world. It's not worth it to pay this at the moment, especially when you can get this for free with other firms. So going back out here, we take a look, usual phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then you get the funded. One thing that I must say about this firm is that if you trade with them for 2 years, you become eligible to go trade with the big leagues, and you're able to get funded from big institutions to 30 million. I don't know anyone that has hit that yet. I'm not sure how new this firm is. They've decent amount of reviews if you take a look at a Trustpilot, so they look legit. I'm still yet to get my payout because I'm still on phase 1 and I'm still just to 1.5% on profit, something like that. So I'm still trading. And yeah, Take a look here. This is the usual account types, etc. Now let's take a look at the FAQs, because I believe this is where you get the most of the rules. Okay, so everyone should look at the FAQ before taking a challenge. When we take a look at the FAQs right here, do you offer a free trial? They offer a free trial, okay, which is decent. They also have, I believe, a mobile app, which is something really, really nice. I like. You receive, it's okay, so this is the usual, this is the trading rules. The funding process, everyone knows. It's the same usually everywhere. Taking a look at the trading rules. As I said, there's a difference between static and trading max drawdown. Calculating the loss limit is the same. Is there a consistency rule? There's no consistency rule, which I like this, because I know some firms they have consistency rules, and I believe a consistency rule is just like, I just don't believe in it, to be honest, because especially when you're trading, you know, lower time frames and you're scalping, etc. It's very difficult to be consistent in the losses that you're using, okay? Because the lot size depends on the it depends on your stop loss, you know. I mean, the consistency should be about how much risk you're risking per trade. Like, you shouldn't be risking 0.25 for one trade and 2% for one. That's where the consistency rule should be there, but not for the lot size. That doesn't make sense, because I'm still essentially risking the same amount. It's just my lot size is different because my stop loss is different. So I don't agree with that. If the profit target is not reached, you get you'll be issued a free retry. Okay, which I like, and I think most firms do this anyways. Hedging, etc. Can use a trade copier. You're allowed to use a trade copier for your own account, but not trade copying from someone else. Can you trade news? Is there a lot size limit? There's no lot size. Okay, so they recognize this. They recognize the SMC traders, which is a good thing to see. In regards to instant funding, I don't really cover these. I'm not really gonna go take a look at the instant funding, because it's not something that I do. I believe it's just better off taking the challenge. Usually, at the end of the day, if you pass the challenge, you just get much better. You know, you're paying something cheaper at the end of the day, and you just get better rules. So I personally believe instant funding is where it's at. Sorry, not instant. Like, don't do the challenge. That's where it's at. Taking a look at the dashboard. Okay, so there's my logins real quick. So I'm currently, as I said, doing a 50k account, and yeah, not much to say here. It's a decent dashboard. Looks good. One thing that I really like about this is that the challenge goes on for 360 days. No, 365. Yeah, 360. How many days is in here? 365? Yeah, 365. So anyways, you have a full year to complete the challenge. This is definitely one thing that will give them a positive on. I really, really like this. So you have no time limit right here. You have no reason to stress. You take a look at the objectives, you know, the usual daily losses, etc, 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 and you just have a usual equity chart and the rows and target and statistics. This is kind of, you know, you usually see this everywhere. Okay, other than that, very, very nice way to request a withdrawal. You don't have to email them an invoice or anything like that. You'll usually see your withdrawable profits. You'll see your profit share and how much you're going to be paid, and you simply just click request withdrawal. When it comes to your KYCs, you just upload them straight away here, and you complete that. So that's all good. We take a look at their Trustpilot reviews. Okay, so I'm not interested in the reviews on their website, to be honest with you. So we're going to take a look at the Trustpilot reviews. So here we are on the Trustpilot reviews, and as you can see, people are getting paid out. They're happy with it. They're happy with it. I believe their first review was around 5th December. Okay, so it's still a new firm in the industry. It is still a new firm, but it looks promising. As I said, the few things that do stand out is definitely, for example, their 365 days. I really like their phase 1 challenge. I do believe that their phase 1 challenges is much better than a lot of the other phase 1 challenges of other firms, for the simple fact that it's just, you know, gives you a little bit of a wider margin when it comes to certain rules. So I really like that. And as well, you can hold and you can do your and you can hold your trades throughout the weekend. But yeah, once I get my payout, I will definitely post another video and update on this to show you guys if I indeed do get my payout, etc. But other than that, for our first look on this firm, looks really, really promising, and I'm really, really interested in seeing what they can apply in the future. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the review with Traders with Edge, and I'll catch you guys on the next review. Have a good one. Bye bye.